All right, this is one of these times where I have so much stuff on my computer, so many episodes of black mob violence and black on white criminality, so wildly out of proportion, so many episodes. I just got to kind of get them out there so I can go to the next batch. So why don't we do mostly black mob violence here, recent, and then we'll throw in a few episodes of black criminality and violence at schools, and black violence against old people outside of bingo halls. Why don't we start at a carnival called at the Lewis Mall, and I think that's Peoria, Illinois. This is like the 10th carnival episode of large-scale black mob violence at a carnival, the 10th episode we've seen in the last few months. Of course, we do lots and lots of stuff on carnivals here and in both of my books. You know, there are huge chunks of the country, especially in Illinois, around Chicago, where they basically can't have carnivals anymore. They just don't do it. Too much black mob violence on video, so they don't even try anymore. Why don't we head out to another popular form of black mob violence, probably the most popular, probably the least reported, the so-called let-out fights. The fellas and the ladies are in the club having a good time, having a what's the drink of choice in there? I don't know, P. Diddy vodka, maybe a little Hennessy, maybe a little whatever. And after the club gets out, boom, fighting, shooting, killing happens every night. Except for the killing. I mean, lots of times people die. This is happening every night in every big city in America. Let-out fights. It's a black thing.
5 people shot at a nightclub in south suburban Dalton. Police say it started with an argument around 2:45 this morning. NBC 5's Emily Flores is live at the scene.
Christian witnesses say it happened so fast. A fight broke out and then shots, followed by several minutes of pure chaos.
It was a mess. Everybody was trying to get everywhere they can.
CJ Spencer was bartending at the time shots rang out at Club 1 in Dalton.
It was women jumping over the balcony to hit the bar, to get under the bar.
Spencer describing the scene as horrific and most disturbing.
It's blood on the floors, blood on the walls. It was a messy scene.
It was around 2:45 a.m. when police got the call of shots fired inside the nightclub on Washington Avenue and Chicago Road.
An argument started on the second floor of the club, and security was attempting to break up the fight, and that's when shots rang out.
Police say 4 men were shot inside and another shot just half a block away, each placed on stretchers and rushed to area hospitals.
Shootings inside establishments, it's hard to control. It's hard to control a crowd like that. We can't necessarily patrol inside that. We're almost a reactionary force when things happen like this.
Police say it seems this was an isolated incident, but at this point, the search continues for the gunman and whoever else was involved. Police say they'll be sifting through security cameras for any and all clues.
It's terrible that it happens on Mother's Day like that. You know, something that's supposed to be a good celebration is marked with violence.
Now, police say this morning that 4 victims are in critical condition. That 5th victim, his condition is still unknown. Today, Dalton trustees are going to be holding a press conference here at the City Hall at 1:15. They're all hoping to be able to shut down the club forever.
Up in Seattle, a bunch of black people get into a little bit of argy-bargy, start shooting guns at each other. A student from the University of Washington is caught in the gunfire. There's another little bit of let-out fight. Bunch of black people shooting at each other in Avon Park. Here's one from a part of the world where I used to live, Hemet, California. I lived about 10 miles away. I've been to Hemet many times. A lot of old people live in Hemet. Lots of trailer parks, what do you call them, mobile homes, and you know, it's a place where there's a lot of golf around, so people live a very comfortable life here. If you read this article, you'll see 8 black people just rampaging through a neighborhood. They go into a garage, steal a purse. Somebody chased them down and they got caught.
Outrage from downtown Minneapolis businesses over bullets flying in the daylight.
A man on the sidewalk in front of a bar was shot in the leg. This happened outside Lions Pub at 6th and Hennepin just before 8 o'clock last night. Police say he was caught up in another group's gunfire. Nobody's been arrested. And Jay Coles tells us why business owners say this shooting needs to be a wake-up call. Jay?
Nothing says family fun more than a couple of black families turning a family fun center into a World Wrestling Federation match, complete with lots of people in the ring, people throwing chairs. Enjoy.
A very public beatdown on the streets of South Beach. Just one station with the video that shows a group of men chasing a guy down, apparently around 9th Street and Ocean Drive, stunning people who are seeing it for the first time.
Are they jumping?
Oh my gosh.
New at 11, CBS 46 digging for answers on another disturbing school situation. 4 Douglas County students, they are accused of sexually assaulting another student on an elementary school bus. The suspects were suspended. They could face trouble from police as well. The Night Team's Julian Johnson reports from Douglasville, where parents are livid after they say the school never notified them of any wrongdoing.
Oh, no, I didn't hear about that.
Monique Hill explained to CBS 46, administrators at L.W. Burnett Elementary in Douglasville never let parents know a student was taken advantage of sexually, all while riding on a county school bus.
I'm not on the bus with my kid, and they spend time on the bus to and from school sometimes, so that's very concerning.
I was just surprised from hearing it from you now. Like, they didn't let us know at all.
We questioned the school district for details about what exactly happened. They refused an on-camera interview, but district officials did confirm 4 students were involved in an inappropriate sexual incident with another student. This was as they rode home from school on the bus last week. The district did not say how old or what grades the students were in, but we did uncover all 4 children were immediately suspended from riding the bus once the issue was brought to school leaders. Some parents, though, think more adult supervision is a necessity on the buses to keep kids safe.
The bus driver obviously can control it, but only to a certain extent. So I feel like maybe if they added a teacher's aide to the bus, it might be a little bit easier to control the children.
Several of the victims were here at Bingo City. When they finished their games, they came out to the parking lot, got in their cars, and were followed home.
Help! 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 I've been robbed!
Cries for help from Tori Brown's unsuspecting victim after the 28-year-old allegedly attacked her outside of her home last month.
I'm 80 years old, and to do that to somebody.
Betty Ramsey is a regular at this Bingo City on Breckenridge Lane.
A lot of times we go three or 4 times a week.
Her night of bingo fun turned into a night of horror.
So he says, "Give me your purse," and I said, "No." And then I kept thinking, oh, Lordy, everybody says when they do this, give them whatever they want.
When she gave up her purse, she says Brown ran away, leaving her unharmed.
Lucky, very lucky. I sure was.
Police say Brown attacked another woman in her driveway days earlier. She won $1,300 at Bingo City. Brown's arrest report says he beat the victim so badly she has a brain bleed as well as permanent nerve damage. Brown is also accused of robbing several other people in unrelated incidents.
I just really feel sorry for him. I really do.
Brown is facing robbery, assault, and several other serious charges. He can't go near Bingo City or have any contact with his alleged victims.
After this happened, I'd just sit there and my hands would just shake.
Get the hell low. It's on my shirt. What is up with you? Get on.
I bet you ain't gonna crack him, Bird.
Oh, awesome. Oh, I like that. Get him in the figure 4. Shit, all again.
Oh.
They don't talk about my shoes. Weak ass boy. Big ass boy. Bitch ass dude. What you missed? Let's it again. Try it again. What's up? Oh, ass nigga. Alright, bitch ass nigga. What? What's up, dude? Think so. Bitch ass nigga. Wow.
Hey, chill out. Hey, stop.
And here's something from Howard University, where 5 women are suing Howard University. They say they were victims of rape. They said they told the university. They said the university ignored their complaints, diminished their complaints, marginalized them, didn't pay any attention to them, and left the people accused in positions of authority. Nasty, nasty business. You know, I don't like to talk too much about the trolls on other channels here, but you know, right now, as you are reading this, there are people on several websites, mostly run by black women, who are having discussions about the best way to complain about Colin Flaherty and to shut him down. Well, if they would ask me, I would tell them the absolute easiest way. You could shut me down forever within minutes. All you have to do is prove that I'm wrong. Then if everybody here sees that I've been making all this stuff up, everybody will just walk away and say, hey, I can't be wasting my time on Colin Flaherty stuff that's wrong. So, for example, when I tell you that a black woman's magazine reported that 90% of black women in college were raped before they entered college. No, I'm sorry, that was 65%. When I say 65% of black women were raped and 90% of those rapes were not reported, well, you know, that's easy enough to shut down. All you have to do is say, hey, Colin, we know for sure that there is no difference between the rate of rape among black people and white people and Asian people and Eskimo. So rape is not a black thing, Colin, and you ought to just go away because you're making all this crap up. I tell you what, if I were making all this up, I'd be the first to go away because I could go back to playing lots of golf with rich people. Anyway, that's the easiest way to do it. Some nasty business, not just on Howard University, but on a lot of these black college campuses. A lot of unreported violent crime. Every once in a while, something sneaks out, kind of like somebody escaping across the Iron Curtain from East Germany to Berlin. We get, you know, somebody smuggles out some video or something, and we get a glimpse of what's going on in there. I mean, what kind of glimpse did we get when this black university in Florida gave an honorary degree in aviation to Trayvon Martin? They said they were honoring him for all the work he did in all the stuff he was doing to achieve his dream of becoming a pilot. I don't know any other way to describe that other than to say that little story is a fairy tale, a fantasy, complete fiction, a lie. And it's part of the greatest lie of our generation, the myth of black victimization. That's why I like throwing all these videos at you in one time every once in a while, because this really kind of like challenges people to tell us, to show us that if white people are doing this too, if this crime is not wildly out of proportion, it should be easy enough to show. So show us. Still waiting. If Walter Cronkite were here right now, he would say, and that's the way it is. Monday or Tuesday, April the 16th, 17th. The 50th year of the perpetuation of the biggest lie of our generation, the myth of black victimization. This is Walter Cronkite signing off, reminding you, don't make the black kids angry.